Well, yeah, I'm gonna just start with the caucus. So just so you know, this is strictly about the caucus. It's not about anything else. So if I decline to answer, I'm strictly talking about the caucus at this moment. And then y'all will get more interviews out of me. As long as y'all good to me, I'll be good to you. I have no issues. I just wanted people to say my side of the story and not just paint me as bad news, because it's not the truth, and y'all been witnessing it yourselves at the caucus. So that's kind of what's going on and been going on. So I pray that you pay attention to other people's I don't want to say drama, but situations.
Was it rigged? I mean, what happened Tuesday night?
Yes, it's election rigging at its finest. So we got there at about 4:30. Some got there right before 5. When we tried to enter into the building, they told us we cannot come in because they had a party going on at 5 o'clock. Residents from throughout Thornton Township showed up in drones. We had buses out there, cars. You know, it was super cold. I know I ran into you outside, and I was out there with them. They didn't even let me in. So when I did try to go in originally around 5, they told me they had a party and we cannot enter into the building. I asked, can you please let the residents inside the building? They said, no, they have a party. I said, but this is our residence. Let them in. They said no. They did not register for the party. I felt that was so disheartening because at the end of the day, this is somebody's mom, auntie, cousin, uncle. You should let them in. It was cold outside, super cold. So I had a problem with that.
Was your name ever on the ballot? Did they ever actually, say Tiffany Henyard and they vote on it, or no?
No one had the opportunity to basically be a nominee. And that's where they messed up at. You're supposed to allow anybody that wants to run for office the opportunity to nominate themselves, let alone a slate, let alone anybody in the room can say, hey, I nominate myself for supervisor. I nominate myself for clerk. But they didn't give anybody the opportunity to do that. He only nominated himself and his slate, which was wrong. And I was fighting for my people to get in the building because it was cold outside.
How come nobody stood up to nominate you?
Well, we did. If you watch the tape, I nominated myself.
Is that what you were saying to Napoleon Harris from the board? We couldn't hear you.
Yes. Somebody got it on tape. I saw the video, and also my team have it on the tape. If you want the footage, we'll give it to you. But he did not acknowledge anyone or anybody's demand. I was the only one that stood up to him. As you guys know, I am a fighter. I would not be bullied. I would not let people do voter suppression. That was the biggest voter suppression I've ever seen. And we talk about history, right? Every time we talk about history, we're talking about people that fought for the right to vote. But yet, they didn't have the right to vote this time. Why? Why is that? Why mute the votes? Why mute the voices? Why mute the residents? I have a problem with that because if he thought he was going to win, he would have let them in. But he didn't because it was my base that was outside because we couldn't get in. He said, and I quote, we are not letting anybody in until 6:30. 6:30 came, we were still outside. So when I finally got in, because people let me through the line, that's the only way I got in the building. Other than that, I would have been outside still with the people.
An attorney for Mr. Harris says you were not qualified because you didn't have a certified assessor on your ticket. What do you say to that?
That's not true. How would anybody know that if you didn't give me the opportunity to make my nominations? People can't just assume what they think I have. I have to make the nominations on the floor before someone can say that I didn't have something. That's not true.
What's next? How do you fight it?
So we will be in court. This is a legal battle. Everybody has been calling us saying they're going to stand with Tiffany Henyard. I appreciate that. Even the naysayers said they're going to stand with me because people like righteousness. They don't like this wrong way of dictatorship for government. That is not how you take over things. It was a hostile takeover. And the media was all out there. Y'all saw it firsthand. No one should ever get the opportunity to sit there and be a dictator in a community where you govern everybody. And that's why I think it was Channel 32, that he's a coward. He did not want to face me head up. He knew that I was going to dominate in that room. And that's why he did not allow my residents inside of the building.
What do you say to the allegations from Nikita Cloud that you tried to disrupt the event by mentioning yourself possibly a bomb threat, or the allegation that Mr. Price called and tried to cancel the event?
So to people that's got all these false accusations, false statements, I am suing for defamation of character. I am suing because that is not true. Be able to back up what you report. And that's what I tell everybody. Everybody using my name and my face for views and clicks, but no one got facts. Everything y'all been doing has been smear campaign, and I have a problem with that. And that's why rarely I come out and I speak with you guys, because you don't want to fact check. That's one thing I love about Nate. Nate came and sat down with me. He fact checked. We give him the information, he go check it. He don't just run a story just because. And that's why I ask all y'all to do, at least be fair in the report. Because people look up to your stations. You are news. Northwest, East, South, you are the news. But yet you guys are reporting off of drama. I don't like it. It's not a reality show, but y'all making it as that.
Do you know anything about tomorrow's meeting with Township Electoral Board trustees?
For here,
Right at 10 o'clock.
yes, we have that at 10 a.m. I will be here. It's for those that file for a independent or a political party. So people challenge their whatever it is in there. They challenge them, and on that day they get the opportunity to be heard before the electoral board.
Will you write candidacy or?
I'll be on the ballot.
Are you a part of any of those challenges tomorrow?
I am not. I am not.
Today you said the township's on the verge of closing because of insurance issues. Can you explain what that means and when that could happen?
Well, that's something exclusively for Channel 7. So that's why I told you before we stood here that it would strictly be about the caucus.
How do you feel about the decision to have a caucus as opposed to like a primary?
I think they took the right away for the people. And that right then, every single time, we always had a primary in Thornton Township. When Frank Zuccarelli was the supervisor, he always had a primary because over 10,000 people come out to vote in that election. And I felt that the people was stripped of that right. Whereas they created a caucus and now a handful of people get to come and pick township government. I just don't see how that's fair. But if that's the rules, we will follow the rules. But I still think that people should be able to go to the ballot and people should have ballot access. I just feel that way.
Why are you deciding not to talk about essential township services that are provided with the greater media group here today? That would
y'all just saw me talk about that, and I talk every single time I have a special meeting. I literally sit here and talk about what's going on every single time. And it's your job to now piece it all together. So when we say something, they say something, now you go fact check it. But no one does that. Y'all put 4 years in for everything else. Check out the information that's being put out, but no one's doing it. That's why I gave y'all the emails. I gave you the facts because they put information out, and it's all false. It's not even true.
We'd like to be able to have the factual information about these services to show to our readers and our viewers.
And that's why we gave it to you guys. We gave you exactly that. We gave you the information. So if you have more questions, please, by all means, send an email. Keith Price is my point of contact. Y'all can reach out to him, and he will definitely respond. He also have interview with several of you guys when I'm not here. He know what's going on. Any more questions about the caucus? No? Okay, go ahead, Kate. You got anything you want to say about your letter?
Excuse me. First of all, I want to thank all of you all for coming in. I deeply appreciate it. I appreciate some of the stories I've been seeing ran lately. I want to touch on a very important issue. We had a caucus. There's a letter out from the DOT organization, Democrats of Thornton Township, which stated that they would not open the doors until 6:30. I will be getting you all that letter. I didn't print that out. My biggest problem with the caucus was the fact that there were people on the inside that was not from Thornton Township. There was children on the inside yelling and voting. We never had the opportunity to properly vet anybody that was in that party. They let people in from 4 o'clock through side doors, and whoever else was in there, many of those people did not live in Thornton Township, should not have been in the building participating in the caucus. That's why I said it was rigged. And obviously, they allowed this. That room should have been cleared, and then people should have started being registered in for the caucus. We had computers on site so that we could check people that would be registering, making sure that they were able to participate in the caucus. Mike Smith wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to do that. So essentially, they chose to leave everybody that they knew was basically supporting Super Mayor Henyard outside in the cold. And, fair is fair. If the people would have had the opportunity to participate and we would have lost, we could have took that. But to be cheated in such a way, such a slimy way, I expect more from an NFL player who competed on the highest level. Compete in politics on the highest level. He couldn't beat us. We had the crowd outside. You all saw it. Just report the truth.
Yep.
Anybody got a question for me?
All right,
Cool.
Michael.
I want to speak in regards to the rules. The rules were not provided to any of the candidates beforehand to understand any of the rules that the caucus was going to do. Secondly, they targeted and limited the voters of the entire Thornton Township. They wanted DOT members, which is Democrats of Thornton Township, which is clearly against the caucus rules. When you read the caucus guide lets you know that if you are a Democrat and you have voted in the March 20th primary, you are able to come in and to take part in that caucus. They ruled that out, as well as they issued badges to individuals to come in that were a part of the Democrats of Thornton Township. I also want to lay the fact that you must be qualified, meaning be a resident of Thornton Township. Napoleon Harris is not a resident of Thornton Township. Napoleon Harris lives at 1405 Dumfrey Lanes in Flossmoor, Illinois. In order to be a township supervisor, you are supposed to be a duly qualified resident and a committeeman. He sits as the committeeman, and he is not a duly qualified resident of this township. When you talk about as well as nominations, when nominations are set forth, the chairman is supposed to call for nominations. He never called for any nominations. He only nominated himself, and they moved forward. In regards to just a lot of seniors and residents not having that opportunity to be a part, wheelchair residents, amputated legs. I mean, we just had so many people that came out to support, and we weren't given that opportunity to support our supervisor, which I feel disenfranchised the voters of Thornton Township.
Cool.
Thank you. Anybody
That's
else?
it. You good, Mr. Holmes?
Okay, we all good? Okay. You want to- All right, guys, thank y'all so much for coming out. I appreciate it. I want to do a relationship moving forward with you guys. I pray that this is the starting point so we can talk, because I know I gave you that interview spot when we was outside, so hopefully that it goes up from here and you actually take the opportunity to hear our side, post our side, and you post their side, that's fine, but at least be fair about it. Don't just post one side as negative narratives and don't give us the opportunity to showcase what we do. I would have loved for you guys to show up to the turkey drive. We have 3,000 people that we fed. We had a lot of great things going on. We got a toy drive coming up. We also have a Christmas food giveaway. We're doing the same thing as the turkey drive. So please stay tuned to that. Again, reach out to KP, Keith Price, if you got any questions that relates to us moving forward. Thank y'all so much for giving us the opportunity to be heard. Thank you.
Cool. You want 7 up?
Yeah, we go.